A quick reaction to Alaves versus Real Madrid.
Lack of defending, lack of picking up. It's not like they're a man down. They have the extra man. Somebody has not done their job here. And as I said, Lucas Vazquez has been a great professional. Comes in, does a job, wide position, full back, always there if he's needed, but scoring headers, particularly when there's so many big physical players around. I think that's what's infuriated the Alaves, Luis Garcia. But for Real Madrid, we were just getting ready to come on air here, basically, and it was like they hadn't played particularly well. It was a bit of a flat game, but as you said, it's kind of in their DNA, isn't it? They just never say die and go to the end and get a result when they're up against it. And they've done it again. On top of that, with Girona dropping 2 points at the end, it'll feel like a big, big day for them.
Yeah.
So Craig summed up pretty well about the game. This game wasn't as exciting like last match against Villarreal. However, despite not playing great, can you win the match? A team that win the La Liga or Champions League, they have to win sometimes dirty. Yes, it's expected that you can have a subpar game, but you have to win anyhow. And today is just one example of that. And if you look at our goal, who scored our winning goal? Lord Vazquez, Lucas Vazquez, a player, probably one of the shortest player we have, won the header and he scored the winning goal. And given Girona already lost 2 points, 2 huge points against Real Madrid, this win feels like a huge, gigantic win for Real Madrid. Going for Christmas and being top of the table, that's incredible. Now, we can ask zillion of questions why our performance was so blunt today. What happened to this team that played superb last match? One possible answer is that, yes, our attack wasn't good enough. In addition to that, another reason, which is really huge for me, is that Alaves tactics. The way Alaves played today, they were so defensive. For example, anytime any of our attacker would have a ball, say Rodrigo or Brahim, 3 or 4 players would surround him and make it very difficult for us to create any chance. And also, we also kind of helped them by letting them play the way they were playing.
What does it feel like for Girona then, Luis, given that obviously, yes, they're still level on points, but they could have seen out the year as leaders, having done so well for this start of the season. Is there any psychological blow to them there?
It can be. We'll see what happens in 2 weeks when they're back on the competition. Girona, of course, looking to try to stay as much time as possible there at the top of the table, but still manage to stay the same points with Real Madrid. And I think they have to be very, very proud, very happy to arrive to this stage of the competition and not dropping in any case, not on the way of playing. Today, once again, they show why they are at the top. Magnificent team, well drilled, amazing way of play. We enjoy all very much how they play, but definitely we're dropping 2 points that we'll see if they're going to need it in the coming months.
Listen, yes, they dropped 2 points, but they're still on par in terms of point of La Liga with Real Madrid. So they are not done yet. A lot of La Liga fans keep doubting them, including me. I think we have to stop doubting them. There is a reason why they're second in La Liga right now.
What's Nacho doing today, getting that red card? Because obviously it hasn't cost him in this game in the end, but it's his second red card of the season. The first was against Girona when the game was already won. And he knows that there's a defensive crisis at this club.
Just a very poor judgment, isn't it? Because it's a nasty challenge. There's no intent to play the ball. There's a clear intent to play the player from behind. I mean, maybe in the 1970s you'd have got away with that with a tailing off from the ref and a yellow card that was, but we're in this current era, that's a red card all day. And I'm a little surprised the referee didn't see it at full speed, but he didn't. And of course we have VAR to tidy these kind of things up, basically violent conduct, excessive force. And yeah, that's from an experienced player, that's poor, because he knows the scenario that they're in. He knows that in January they're going to be looking to probably add to that area, but not guaranteed. And that's just a crazy decision. But
so today, as we did not score many goals or a lot of goals, there's not a lot of discussions based on the goals. But today's discussion is Nacho's horrible red card. A player with that much experience, and he knows what situation Real Madrid is having right now. We have almost no defenders right now. Only one defender we have, Rudiger. So Nacho is aware of this scenario. When I saw the tackle on live match, I was stunned. How come a player make a so bad decision? And their player had to go out of the match because he got injured because of that tackle. Mistake happens. I understand that. How come you do the same mistake again and again? Also, why he keeps making the same mistakes again and again? I have an explanation. I think many of you know that he is type 1 diabetic, which means a lot of time, people who are diabetic or type 1 diabetic especially, have brain fart. I think that could be one reason why he's doing the same thing again and again.
Barcelona, we've seen them recently struggling, and not just yesterday, but in the last few weeks. Real Madrid, obviously, you know, they're the team that are looking the strongest, but they're decimated with injuries now, suspensions. They have some players coming back. Tchouameni's back, available again. Camavinga, I think, is going to be back soon. Vinicius, I think, is February. Now Nacho's going to have a 3-game ban, and rightly so.
And we'll see with Rodrigo, obviously limping off at the
He didn't get carried off, but he certainly had the weight taken off as his legs as he was coming off. So we've no idea how serious that is. But barring something disastrous, I just don't see how this Girona, call it a phenomenon, but this great story, I just don't see how it's going to disappear in 2 or 3 weeks' time. But certainly from a Real Madrid perspective and Girona perspective, it's up for grabs at the moment. And they are playing, I say they're playing better than Barca. They're playing better than Real Madrid in terms of the actual football that they're playing.
So I don't know if I would agree or disagree with the last statement that Greg just made, that Girona is playing better football than Real Madrid, because I don't watch Girona. Only 2 times I watched Girona was against Real Madrid and 1 time against Barca. That's it. Against Real Madrid, they were poor. So, but based on 1 match, I can't comment. And that brings us to match performance discussion. Let's discuss about our players' performance today. If you look at our man of the match today, it was Lucas Vazquez. Yes, he absolutely deserved man of the match. Not because of his performance, just because of his winning goal. That goal was so vital for Real Madrid. In fact, until he scored that goal, I was really angry with his performance because he played superb last match. But today, until that goal, he wasn't playing that good at all. He was poor. Let's be honest. Once he scored a winning goal, how come we be mad? I can't be mad at all. In fact, I have to say what I have to say. For example, he's a right winger, right? He's playing as a right back. He's a player who never complains when he doesn't get enough game time. He's a real Madridista. He plays for this badge because he loves this club. Whenever we needed him to play as a right back, he did not say, no, I can't play that position. That's not where I play. I play as a right winger. No, he kept playing because he loves this club. Besides, he's a player who always have high work rate. He's not a player. Sometimes you see some players are lazy. He's not like that. Despite he has weakness, yes, he's not physically strong to play that position, a defending position as a right back, but he never gives up. He keeps trying. And kudos to Lucas Vazquez, or Lord Vazquez. We're top of the La Liga table right now. Being said that, the best player in our attacking set today was only one player. That's Brahim. Yes, none of the other attackers was good today. For instance, today he had a lot of good movements. He had a lot of good dribbles. The problem was that whenever he was dribbling those situations, there were no other player he could make a pass because our attack was kind of static. Some of our players wasn't making runs at all. Also, if you compare Brahim's performance Villarreal versus this match, he played more into right side today. I don't know why. Last match, one of the reasons why our attack was so smooth was because of the link up between Brahim and Rodrigo. So given he was playing more into right side, the link up between Rodrigo, who was playing on the left side, wasn't as good as today. In hindsight, I think that was a tactical mistake. I think but we have to see more link up between those three attackers, Bellingham, Brahim Diaz, and Rodrigo. And let's be honest, I'm not going to tackle all individual players' performance because most players were subpar today. Let's be honest on that. Only Brahim Diaz on attacking side was decent, and in defense, only one player was superb today, Rudiger. Like, he was so great today. He was covering for almost every other players. He was covering for, say, Lucas Vazquez. He was covering for Nacho. He was even covering for, say, Cruz. He was covering for Fran Garcia. He was so great today. He was almost everywhere at defense. The main takeaway from today's match is that we won the game. We got 3 huge points. Let me know, what did you think about our performance today?